everyone. I have a very special guest with us today. This is Stacy Grissom, and she is going to be showing us all about Portuguese knitting today. So she is the expert in my life in Portuguese knitting, and she's going to show both you and me how we use this fiddly little thing with a hook on one end and a clip on the other to knit and purl using your thumbs in the Portuguese style. So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that this class assumes that you already know the basics of like how to knit and how to purl, either in the English style or in the continental style. So Stacy's going to dive into actually showing us how to perform these in the Portuguese style. So what are you going to teach us in this class today?
So I'm going to do it the same way I teach it at the Tangled Ball here in Denver. And when I teach, first I teach the purl stitch because it's the most similar to just what you're used to already.
Okay.
Once you've got that down, then I'll teach you the knit stitch. The knit stitch is a little different. I'm going to break it down to show you how it's similar, but then show you the actual way you'll do it so it's faster.
Awesome.
After that, I will show you how to go back and forth if you're doing ribbing. So Portuguese is more ergonomic. It's also faster for the purl stitch, especially if you're an English knitter.
Ooh.
My continental knitters, you all find that you're about equally as fast. But my English knitters, you are going to just be amazed at how much faster you are. Portuguese also gives you better tension. It's much more consistent. And when you do color work, your balls don't get tangled, which is the best thing ever.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're saying that at the end of this video, we're going to have a race to see who's faster, Portuguese or continental?
I'm pretty sure you, with all your years of knitting, continental are going to be faster. But.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited to learn this. So we're going to get started and jump right in.
All right. To do Portuguese knitting, you have to have some way to hold the yarn either around your neck. A lot of people will do that. With all my hair, not an option. Even with my hair up, I found I would get some rope burn because I would be knitting a lot. So you can, if you really just want to do it around your neck, you can do a collared shirt so that you don't get any rope burn issues. There are all sorts of pins that you can get. A lot of them, when I first started, were safety pin style. I didn't want something that was going to put a hole in my shirt though. So my husband is a wood turner and he made this little pin for me. So I will show an up close of it. And you can make your own if you're not here in Denver and can't come get one of these at the shop that he's made. I've made them with beads. So you just, most important, you need a hook on the end and a clip here. And we just ordered the clips from Amazon. The rest of the hardware is from the hardware store. And then he turns the beads. So you want to take your pin, if you're using one, and you want it to go up high. A lot of people try to put it down low. You want it a little bit up higher since traditional Portuguese, they just put it around their necks for traditional Portuguese knitters. So I don't want to put it on my sweater, so I'm going to put it on my tank top underneath. You will find that you will wear this to the grocery store or out in public. If you do that and you've realized you've worn it out in public, but you don't want to lose it, pop it on if you have a bra strap or something underneath, pop it on that, and then it covers really easily with whatever you're wearing. So, or it's a great conversation starter. People will say, I really like your brooch. Say, oh, it's for knitting. So go make new friends. Once you've got set up, so what you're going to start with is just cast on in whatever cast on you want to cast on with, and knit or purl the first row or two. Okay, so that's what I have here. I have one row done, just 20, 40 stitches, whatever. And you want your ball yarn, mine's down on the floor, your ball yarn to be coming from the right. You are going to put your yarn into the hook. If you make your own, make sure that your hook isn't open. It's closed up a little bit so the yarn doesn't pop out easily. Okay. So this is going to act as a pulley system. This is what tensions the yarn for you. This is what makes your tension consistent and your stitches look really nice and even. The hardest part for people learning Portuguese, I think, is figuring out how to hold the yarn in their hand. So if you are a continental knitter, we don't want any wrappies. No wrapping. I want the yarn to be able to flow through your hand, not super easily, but a little bit. Sometimes I hold the yarn with one finger. This is typically how I do it in my right hand. And yes, when you get to color work, you'll have one in each hand. If I'm having a hard time that day with my fingers or it's a slippery yarn, I might do this. I might clamp my thumb down. You need to figure out what works for you. But remember, no wraps. It needs to slide a little bit. What you want is this to be like a guitar string. If you can't pluck it, it's too loose. If it's like this, it's too loose. You can't pluck it. You don't want it super tight. You don't want to be pulling it off your shirt, but you want to be able to pluck it. You want that tension there. So you will hold your naked needle in your right hand along with that yarn, the ball yarn. Your project yarn is on the left, and that is what's attached to your needle. Now you're all set up and we can get started.